Ryback, when Ryback was in WWE and he was having his run,
Yeah.
right? It actually felt like, oh man, this guy, he actually might be something, you know? Like they were putting the rocket on him. He was undefeated. He was stacking up two guys at the same time, giving him the whatever it was called, his finish, right?
Feed me more.
Feed me more. And I don't know. He felt like Goldberg. He got those comparisons. Like he felt like a Goldberg kind of ripoff in a way, but I liked it. Ryback, it was cool. Feed me more. I was into it.
Yeah.
And then, he kind of made his way down further and further down the card and ended up getting cut or what have you. Um, and to me, for somebody who on TV talked about positivity all the time and talked about, oh, I believe in, the power of positive messaging and feeding, not getting let that negative energy feed you or anything like that. My man has been nothing but negative the last couple years. I'm serious. And it's like, bro, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Or at least if you're going to say something that might be a little ugly, have a point to it. But for those who don't know what we're talking about, he said some very foul things regarding Vince and Vince's mom. And Vince's mother, who by the way recently passed away.
That
Right.
that also that he don't know.
That he has no way of validating these claims.
Yeah, that's my thing right there. When you're talking about somebody that you don't know, that right there for me is taking it to another level. Um, or just saying, like I say, something just personally, just outright stupid, nasty, however you want to call it. Um, and my thing is too, looking for somebody to blame.
Mhm.
Okay, I have no problem, personal issues with Ryback or anything like that.
Or do I?
But I'm not someone that hide up under a rock or anything, or that's afraid to tackle a situation like this one right here. Uh, my thing is this: Ryback didn't make it in the WWE, right? That's a fact. He didn't make it in the WWE. But tell me this here: what was Ryback before the WWE?
Nowhere that I saw him.
I mean, did he do anything on the independent scene or anywhere relevant enough to where he should have been treated any differently than anybody else that came through WWE's program? I mean, me personally, I don't know anywhere of that he's been, as well as after WWE. Where's Ryback gone and done something anywhere else to where it's been relevant enough to where we could, say Ryback, man, he should have been a big star, man. Maybe they should have gave him a bigger chance. A lot of these guys, like Drew McIntyre, have fell down and picked themselves up and went out there and reinvented themselves because, at that point in time, they didn't work out. But they didn't go around crying forever about not making it in a company.
Yeah.
And me personally, and that's what I look at this as more than anything. Um, Crying, go and make it somewhere in the business, anywhere, to where a company look at you and say, "Man, this is a guy that we want to push." Other than crying about what WWE, man, if I cried about going to prison every 5 minutes and man, how the system didn't give me a chance, man, I can only imagine where I would be at. I mean, that's just so much wasted time. This guy's is putting himself through. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Like I say, go and do something somewhere, and then someone might second guess and say, man, maybe they did the wrong thing by letting this guy go. Then again, I- going out and talking about this company, it's going to be hard for any other companies to want to even deal with you because they may think, man, this guy may do the same thing about us if we happen to let him go. So it's just like someone cutting his nose off despite his face. It makes no
Right.
sense as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, if I was somebody making decisions for a long-term investment in a guy like Ryback and seeing what he's saying about his former employer, the person, look, y'all can say whatever you want about the WWE, and if you don't like the product, you do like the product. One thing that you cannot take away from Vince and that company is that they haven't built a lot of people's lives for success, right? They've made people into stars and been able to give these people opportunities that they wouldn't have gotten anywhere else, right? And Ryback was a guy who was made in the WWE. I just looked it up. He didn't work the Indies. He started on Tough Enough
Yeah,
in 2000.
yeah,
Right? So you start on Tough Enough, you go through the NXT system. Your name Ryback, it was popularized on television. And just for me, even if I hated Vince McMahon, if I was Ryback, even if I hated the man, I would never fix my lips to say something about him publicly because at the end of the day, he helped get me to where I am today. And I'm grateful for the opportunities. Right. And then so Ryback tweeted this thing out, then deletes it because he realizes maybe I should have said that, but then refuses to apologize about it and says, I stand by it 100%. If you stood by it 100%, why did you delete it? That's what I want to know.
well, it's because there's a lot of people going to look at it and go, man, how stupid is this? That's why.
Right.
I mean, you can stand by it all you want, but deleting it, it says a whole lot about you. I mean, you should have left it up if that's the way you really felt, but you're going to have to, perhaps get a job one day, and somebody may just happen to read that tweet about you talking about someone's mother who you have never met before or had any interactions with before in your life, but you have formed an opinion about her in the most negative way. Do we want to have anything to do with a person like that? That's the question he's going to be dealing with for the rest of his life. Whenever he go anywhere to do anything with anybody. And that's just fact.
Yeah. And again, I don't know the man at all. I've never met him, never talked to him. I know y'all have had interaction before in the past book. I mean, obviously you worked at the same place. But to me, when you go after somebody, especially somebody who's been recently deceased, right? And it's somebody's mother at that, and you're using the most degrading terms possible, I can't hold a lot of respect for you. And I'm sure Ryback might hear this and he's gonna say, well, I don't care about you anyway, Brad. And you know what? That goes two ways in this situation because I don't want to associate myself either with somebody who talks like that. But I just think it's hypocritical. And actually what somebody said in the chat here. P Serious said, I remember Ryback reading The Secret, made him more of a positive person, but he seems to have a lot of hate in his soul. Major hypocrite. That's from P Serious in the chat. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
rubbed
yeah,
me the wrong way.
yeah. Why? Well, what is Ryback's real name?
I think he actually legally changed it to Ryback, but it was
Okay,
Ryan Reeves.
why is he? Why would he even want to have any memory of WWE and want to carry a name like Ryback? If you feel so negative about what this company is, done to you, that right there says a whole lot as far as I'm concerned. And me personally, I don't have a whole lot of respect for someone like that. Me personally, if I'm going to say something like that about someone, I have to really despise them for, and it's not going to be because of a work issue or anything like that, because I didn't get a push or anything like that. But a person that says something like that, I just do not have a whole lot of respect for him. And the thing is, if I saw him in his face, I tell him I don't have a lot of respect for you at all, if any. Seriously, that's just the type of person I am. I do know if I ever was to run across Ryback ever again in any form, he would not be receiving a handshake from me and me saying, "Hey, what's up, Ryback?" Ryback is on the list as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and man, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, I don't know if he's dealing with something, he's going through something, because you can't be in a good frame of mind to put something out there like that. So I don't know if he's got some personal issues or whatever the case. There's not an excuse for it, but I just like it. I'm with you. It's just, man, no respect there for something like that.
Maybe his team is losing in the NBA Finals.
Maybe he was a Joel Embiid guy, and he's like, "Why do you have to go down with the orbital bone? You tweet about Vince. Damn it!"
That's what I'm saying, man. It might be that, but my thing is this, man. We got to get rid of all this hate, man. I swear to God,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
All this hate, man. We got to take a break, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We got a whole lot more for you. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.